Here's a glimpse of the walker's Haute Route from Chamonix to Zermatt. Here's a preview, a taster if you like, just a couple of sections of the magnificent route to whet your appetite if you're thinking of walking this famous alpine path. The full route is 180 kilometres long and usually takes about 14 days to complete. In this video, I'm talking about the Fenetre D'Arpette, the high pass often crossed on day 2, and the route above Verbier, usually walked on days 5 and 6. To climb over the Fenetre D'Arpette, you will have just crossed over the border from France to Switzerland, and this will be your first really big walking day. Just over 1,000 metres of climbing up and down again, with some steep paths and a couple of scrambly boulder fields. Whichever way you approach it, you'll pass this charming cafe at the bottom, just by the water torrent rushing down from the Trion glacier. And then you have this fabulous glacier in your sights throughout your climb. Near the top, you may well get to see young ibex scampering about. Once down on the other side, a couple of kilometres before you reach the Swiss lakeside village of Chamonix, you reach the lovely Fenetre D'Arpette, super little refuge where you can relax and gaze in awe at the massive route you've just descended. With this much height gain, you experience everything in a day: the forests, the alpine meadows, the glaciers and the high alpine terrain. Skipping ahead, we reach the Cabane de Montfort above Verbier, and leave on a wonderful path appropriately named the Sentier de Chamonix. So here we are, about day 3 of the Chamonix-Zermatt Walker's Haute Route, and we've just come this morning from Verbier, where we snuck a lift up to just save ourselves some effort, and we're walking on this beautiful balcony path, and we're going to go up here now to the Cabane de Louvi. Following this path up. I think we've got about 700 metres of ascent today, and a lot of descent to get down to the cabane. And in front of you now is the beautiful Grand Combin, which we keep on our right as we walk up this valley. Well, here we are, still on the Sentier de Chamonix. Very sort of steep, and we've even got a little chain to hold on to, but an incredibly well-made footpath, really easy to walk on. And we've got a steep bit coming up. Lois goes round, panning round to where it zigzags up through the rockfall to hopefully our little col quite soon. Looking very dramatic. One of my favourite flowers in the Alps is this beautiful little black vanilla orchid, and I don't think I've found one in such a beautiful spot before. As we wander along down to the Cabane de Louvi, and we can see the beautiful turquoise of the Lac de Louvi below. We drop down to stay at the Cabane de Louvi by this amazing lake, but most will carry on the high trail and make straight for the Col de Louvi. So they're nice. We've got quite a bit of snow around. I suspect we'll be clambering over a few snow patches as we get a little bit higher up, where I think we're at about 2,700 metres of altitude at the moment, and the sun is shining. Between this and the next pass, Col de Prat Fleuri, which means Pass of the High Flower Meadows, you'll find the most exceptional glacial landscape with lakes, scree, peaks and glaciers. So looking back here at the Col de Louvi, where we've come from, way in the distance there, the notch between the two, the big summit and the baby summit, and then we walked all the way down past those beautiful glacial lakes. I think there's some great reflections in there for photos today. And then here we are standing on the Col de Prat Fleuri, the highest col of our walk today, at 2987, it handily tells us. And down there is the Cabane de Prat Fleuri, situated in the old
what do you call it? Gravel making place. Quarry, thank you. That's fine. Which they quarried to make the big dams of the Grande Disance and the Disance, which is just over one more range, one more ridge, which we then walk over to on the next day.